Gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce our next speaker for the day, Mr. R. Veera Vignesh. He's a qualified metallurgical engineer from the Government College of Engineering, Salem, 2014 batch. His roles and responsibilities are attending to customer queries on performance and development of products, providing technical support to marketing team, conducting customer and trials, coordination with quality and analytics for root cause analysis of defect occurring at customer end, development of new products to aid foundry process control improvement. About his experience, he has got about 9.5 years of experience in Snam in product application, mechanical testing of cast iron, metallurgical analysis of cast iron, gray and ductile iron, microscopy, chemical analysis, defect analysis of cast iron, thermal analysis of cast iron. He is currently the manager of application at Snam Alloys Private Limited. He is a young and energetic solution provider. Let's hear what he has to say. The floor is yours, Veera.
Good afternoon to all. I hope I am audible. I want to be a bit loud because we have just come after the lunch. We still 2 hours. Okay. And I'm happy that this entire forum is accepting youngsters. I'm the youngest speaker. I was the youngest speaker last year, and this time also I'm the youngest speaker. Thank you. And this is not going to be technical. There is no cast iron, there is no composition, there is no alloys, there is nothing inside this presentation. It is going to talk about, people have been talking about, let us innovate. Okay, what is innovation, why should we innovate, and how difficult it is to innovate. Let us talk about that. So this presentation will be talking about different 10 innovation lessons, like keywords, what we know, and why should we innovate, 10 reasons why people are talking about innovation. And I want to mention this is innovation suicide. So we have decided that we are going to innovate, but what are the mistakes we start to do and we commit without knowing it, and struggle with innovation. That means you have decided to innovate, but you have got hundreds of questions with you. So let us talk about what all questions you get when you start deciding to innovate, and you understand innovation, and then benefits of innovation. So it starts with the same saying, if you have been doing the same way you have done previously, then you will only get what you have got already. So it means if you are not trying to do something different, you will not get anything different or added to it. So these are different lessons learned from the innovators. You should be passionate about innovation. That means that is the energy, that is the driving source. That means that is the fuel for your entire thought process. So urgency, again, there is a timeline and there is a deadline, and without that we'll start becoming lethargic. Maybe we'll be very idealistic at the start of the innovation project, but in due course you will start becoming lethargic and lazy. By the time you think of or materialize the idea, you become obsolete. Challenge, it serves as a guide during your innovation journey. So what challenge does is, it always puts your negative thoughts such that you come across that challenge and then you proceed further. Teamwork, and I've got a code for this, and I'll come about that in the final slide. Teamwork, yes, you cannot do it alone. It is not one person's effort about innovation. Plan, as we know, PDCA, plan, do, check, act. Even to fail you have to plan. So it is not so easy to fail during anything. It is not so easy to get succeeded during anything. So plan is the first action. Preparation, yes. Then focus. This helps you in maintaining the speed or the pace at which you are going to reach your target, and it is going to shorten the time to market. So the word market means you have got a customer or you have got a area where you are going to sell your product or your services. Perseverance, yes, you might be failing continuously, but still you continue to fail. At last, sometime or the day, you are going to end up and tell that, yes, I failed so many times, or at the end of innovation process, you are going to tell, yes, I failed so many times and I have achieved success at the last. New technology, yes, new technology does not mean robot. So new technology means thinking process also. Empathy, yes, you always think from somebody else's shoe. So for example, if I had to innovate, okay, let me make my casting section thickness 10 mm to 12 mm such that I have innovated something and I have solved my problem. But adding 2 mm of casting section thickness is going to create a problem to somebody else person who is going to handle that casting or process that casting further. So my innovation should not become a bottleneck or a new problem to somebody else who is going to use that material. So you always think of the post processing of the product or the service which you are talking of. Okay, 10 reasons to innovate. These are the people who are driving us or who are wanting us to innovate. So changing customer needs. So I've read people telling that there was no ductile iron maybe 60-70 years ago. There were only forged components, steel components getting converted into ductile iron. So customer needs have changed and new customer groups. So you start seeing a lot of foreign OEMs coming into picture, and people who buy castings are becoming different and their stringent requirements are getting different. And new distribution channels. So previously it used to be, maybe what I have learned from my experiences, only few set of people buy castings and then they process and then they sell it to the end users. But now it is becoming different. So it is not just the OEMs buying castings, people who do sub-assembly also buy castings. So people buying castings have been different. So that means different sectors of customers you have got right now. So they are posing you to start or urge into innovation. New business models, yes. We have almost forgotten all our business models, what we have learnt in our schoolings. And now we talk of all English related business models from UK, Germany, Japan. Anything outside India is becoming a business model today. And anything from India is not considered as a business model, which we have forgotten already. So there are new business models being talked of. And technologies, new robots, new ideas. People from different parts of India or outside India are coming up with different technologies. So when there is a technological boom and now you have Google and connectivity available, globalization, and any technology is possible to be adopted and implemented here. And growing turnover and profits, everybody wants to make profit, and that line should not decline for anybody, sorry. And new regulations, yes. BS4 to BS6, such kind of regulations from the government. Market liberalization, yes. When you have a competition outside India, people coming into your market and starting to sell similar products, yes, you have got a problem. And creative, innovative mindset, yes. So if you don't have this creating innovative mindset, so you would have been just following the people's instructions from the past. Say for example, there used to be a small saying or a small story that there was a guru and he had some 5-6 disciples, and during one of the start of the puja, and there was small cat roaming around here and there which was disturbing the entire puja thing. So the guru ordered one of his disciples to tie that cat to a pole nearby. Okay, that guru passed away, then one of the eldest disciples became the next guru, and the first order prepared by that new guru was, whenever there is a puja happening, one person should go catch that cat, tie it to the pole, only then the puja should start. So if we don't have that creating innovative mindset, we'll become the new guru. So we are not supposed to become that new guru. Okay. And boosting entrepreneurship, yes. Without entrepreneurs, India will not grow. And if we are not see, entrepreneurs does not mean that you becoming owners, you becoming investors also. You start owning yourselves, you start owning your idea. That is what generally entrepreneurship means, indirectly. So when you start owning everything in your money, say for example, I am making a mold, so this is my mold. I am pouring my liquid metal, yes, this is my liquid metal. I am buying casting, yes, this is my casting. I am making a core, yes, this is my core. If every foundryman in this entire country is thinking of in such a way, then there will be zero rejections. So it is not a coating, or it's not the sand, or it's not the additive, it's not the metal, it's not the inoculant, or it's not the environment causing it. It is that this particular mold is mine, this particular pouring is mine, and this particular casting is mine. So let us not think of that. People used to tell some examples that this truck, this engine is going to go inside a truck or a car or a bus where your family is going to travel or your relative's family is going to do. That is post-mortem. Let us think of this casting which I am pouring is mine. So that mindset is entrepreneurship, and it's not that's the basic of the business model to the way I understand. Okay, let's come to the suicide point. Okay, now we have seen what innovation can do and why we need to innovate. Now, okay, now we have decided to innovate. Okay, from the morning, I think we have got enough boosts, maybe 20, 30 glasses of milk or everything put together. Lot of innovation ideas. Yes, okay, we have decided to innovate. So what are the mistakes we unknowingly do? First thing is starting without a business need. Okay, I want to innovate. Tomorrow I go back to my factory. Okay, I list down all the problems. Problem number 1, problem number 2, problem number 3. I start my innovation. Okay, I start writing root cause analysis, everything. No, if you don't have a business need, do not innovate. So do not try to convince others to innovate when there is no business need. If you start doing that, listing on all problems, and you start to innovate, you will never have time, not even to complete one project or not even to start pursuing one project. Number 2, to appoint an innovator. This is the next biggest mistake. So for example, you have decided to innovate, you listed on all problems, you have even zeroed down, okay, this is the point I am going to work upon. You are going to form a team. Whom will you appoint as the leader of the team? Do you think then you will select, okay, this person is a good idea creator, that person works good, this person listens to what everybody tells, and this person just goes away. He is a good team player. So you form a team like that, and the head of the team will be the best innovator. I'll tell you what happens when you make such kind of team. So everybody else in the team will just wait for the innovator to think, innovator to propose idea, innovator to design the idea, innovator to give the work instruction, then everybody else will follow. What if that innovator falls sick? So your innovation project stops immediately. So the first mistake nobody should do is, you should never put the innovator as the head of an innovation project. Start with your idea. So this is self-boasting. See, I have created an idea, so I start thinking that is the best idea, and I don't discuss with anybody else, or I selectively discuss with people who always tells that my idea is best. So I select people, maybe for example there is 1, 2, 3 person, I talk to only person number 2 because that person will always tells, yeah, Veera's idea is always good. But person 1 is okay, person 3 always tells, no, Veera's idea does not work sometimes. So I always use person 2 with me, I take him with for my meetings, I use him for my presentations, and I always show off that my idea is the best. So that is the first killer, and we should never do that. Bet on one idea. This is a simple statistic. Out of 7 ideas for new product development, 4 enter the development stage, 1 or 2 get launched, and only 1 succeeds. So your success ratio is maximum 1/7. So if you start with 1 or 2 ideas, you will not even enter the development stage. So this is the statistics of a development or an innovation project. So if you just start with 1 idea to do your innovation, you will miserably fail. And start with the brainstorming. So we have been introduced to this word for so many decades or years, and lot of the presenters have used this word, but the effectiveness of this process is understood in a way that the number of ideas coming out of the brainstorming session and number of ideas getting implemented. The problem is we always use the same team, same members, maybe with the same mindset to produce different ideas for different problems. So we people think that, okay, after some time this team is becoming obsolete because they are not able to produce new ideas. No, it is not that. Because they have only same set of mindset, you can only get same set of ideas from them. So the first thing is, brainstorming session should not have any unannounced brainstorming information. That means people should come prepared for the brainstorming, or you can have a turnaround session. For example, there are 20 people and you select all odd number employees or people to form a brainstorming team. Then the next set of brainstorming should happen with the leftover people, because if you keep using the same people, then their mindset is the same, and if you try to do an innovation project with the same people and the same mindset, it is not innovation, it is just whiling away the time. And start by neglecting customers. So if you neglect your customers as per the first suicide which you had committed, that means you neglect the market or you do not know the business need. When you neglect the customers, you don't make any, or you don't give any meaning to the innovation what you have done. The effectiveness actually lies in new ideas, but if you don't have a market or buyer for your new idea, no point in doing innovation. It is just maybe a show off. Okay. Why people struggle in innovation? This is a research output. There are 40 questions. which comes inside everybody. Maybe if I put off this presentation, I give you an industrial problem solving, and if I give you a piece of paper to everybody inside this room, at least 20-25 questions of this would be inside your mind. I'll just read some random questions. Are we creative? That will be the first question, everybody. Am I capable of thinking so much? Okay, where to start with? How to start with? Whom should I contact? Who will contact me? So these are the different kinds of questions will come, and if you don't find the answer for any of these questions, your innovation process stops there. So they have categorized it as cultural issues, uncertainty, that means where do we have to start? That is the first question. Nobody knows the answer for it. And support, and where do I share my ideas? How do I share my ideas? So these kind of questions come up. And market insights, team and process tools. So these are the questions, or these are the struggles with which every innovator will go through. And the innovation process should be streamlined such a way that people will have most of the answers available, or there will be guidance from top management or middle management such that the innovation process is continued further. Okay. How do you understand the need for innovation? So first you should identify the challenges faced in the foundry. Challenges is not a sudden defect which has come up. Say for example, till yesterday you didn't have a defect, suddenly today you have a defect and you want to solve that defect. That is not innovation. You have been doing that same process for that past 10 years, 5 years, okay, in a particular methodology. Okay, you want to change something new such that either I continue making the same good castings or I make it better, but the method I adopt is completely different. So that is called innovation. Problem solving or a defect solution is not an innovation. Exploring the limitations of traditional practices. Yes. So first I should know what am I capable of right now. Recognizing the potential for improvement. So what is this innovation going to lead to? Say for example, a business, a new business or a new market or maximum profit or margin levels. And different types of innovation. It can be technological advancements in equipment machinery. So you can invest in machines or equipment, make advanced techniques. Process innovation to optimize the production efficiency. So point number 1 is different and point number 2 is different. Maybe point number 1 talks of buying and installing robots. Point number 2 talks of understanding the process, going into the process and innovation in the process. It does not talk of adding robots. And point number 3 is material innovation for product. Say for example, your choice of raw materials or the way you add or the way you process your raw materials to get the product. So 1 is different, 2 is different, 3 is different. And number 4 is organizational innovation. Organizational innovation talks of hierarchy in an organization. So innovation does not mean buying robots. Innovation does not mean knowing the process. Innovation does not just mean about material handling. Even you can have innovation in, say for example, organizational hierarchy. So even to that extent, it can change up. Say for example, your lowest person in your hierarchy does not even have a voice, but he has got a good idea. So he is never heard of in the entire scenario, but you will be spending lakhs of rupees to solve the problem, but there is a person inside your foundry who has got a better idea, but he is not heard of. So maybe sometimes hierarchical innovation also creates some big things. So we have learnt about the different types. Let us talk about the barriers. What all stops innovation or what all are difficulties faced in innovations. Financial constraints. Yes, not all would be able to invest immediately or even subsequent levels. Resistance to change and failure. This is not just individual. It is for the process, because some process people will tell, yes, I will be following only this setting, so please don't change anything. I've been doing this for 40 years, I'll continue to do this only. Or my this section will run like this only. If you want to innovate, you do either outside my process, like before my process or after my process. My process is designed like this. So resistance to change is not person. Resistance to change applies for the management. Resistance to change applies for the process also, or even the machine also. Lack of awareness and knowledge about innovation practices. So it is just a myth that an understanding is that I am the best foundryman. Yes, it is like a small difference between confidence and overconfidence. Say for example, every foundryman should think that yes, I am the best foundryman in the world. Okay, I am making the best casting. But they should also keep it in mind that there is something better already available. So like adapting mindset also should come into picture, and that adapting difficulty is the barrier. Collaboration and partnership to speed up. So this is outsourcing. See, maybe you can be acquiring knowledge by different means or forms, but your own knowledge is not sufficient enough. So that is the first understanding everybody should get into, that either I should collaborate with somebody, maybe interdepartmental or something completely outside the organizations. Okay, what all the steps you follow? Conduct a comprehensive analysis. That means you analyze your process, your practices, you find out what your practices are capable of, and invest in research and development. This R&D is not your QA or QC. This R&D is different from your QA or QC. These guys should not do regular cross check of your chemical composition or your say for example any casting properties. These guys should not be testing. They will be just doing research and development only. Encouraging cult of continuous learning. So this practice has come into Foundries, like talking about kaizens, improvements, small improvements also, and mechanism of feedback. So you should be, everybody in the organization should be heard. And areas where Foundry can innovate. First thing where you cannot innovate is in your customer specification. You cannot do anything in your customer requirement. Say for example, customer wants carbon 3.5 to 3.7, we are supposed to maintain 3.5 to 3.7. The way you maintain 3.5 to 3.7 is resting with you, but you cannot deviate from 3.5 to 3.7, so you cannot do anything with the customer requirements. But you can actually innovate in the way or adhering to the customer requirements. Either it can be raw materials, melting. I've listed down different sectors or parts of Foundry. So innovation can be in any of these. So cascading effect of innovation. Say for example, innovation does not stop just with the process people. So innovation would have started from the end user. That means say for example, automobile lightweighting is an innovation your end customer has decided, and that leads to an innovation in the design, and that leads to innovation in the Foundry to make lightweight castings. Then that will again lead to development or functions in your Foundry. That will again lead to demand for different materials to meet that innovative project, and that will lead to a raw material improvement. Say for example, this might lead to a new inoculant or a new ferrosilicon magnesium to be manufactured by us, people like us, like a raw material supplier, special raw material supplier. So one innovation can lead to multiple innovations, but care should be taken that every innovation has got a business need. So it is not that if I decide of making a new material which is going to improve your process, that is not called innovation, because that innovation does not have a business need. It is not being absorbed by the Foundry, and that is not what the customer is paying for. So the innovation needs to have a business need. So I want to differentiate what is Kaizen and innovation. Kaizens are not innovations, or even some of Kaizens are not innovations. So long-term, undramatic. Kaizens are small improvements, and innovation is dramatic. That means a sudden change or an increase in change. And Kaizens are continuous, incremental, but time frame for innovation is intermittent. That means you do one action, you see the curve, you do one action, and you just suddenly change from here to here. But when you do Kaizens, it will be small increments, and every increment is a Kaizen. So, but you cannot even call group of Kaizens as innovation, because the time frame, the effort, the team formed, everything is different between Kaizen and innovation. Benefits of innovation: productivity, everything will increase up to the customer satisfaction and delight. So you will surpass the satisfaction level, and you will get into the level of customer delight. So at any cost, customer will not go off you. So innovation yields, it improves everything, reduces rejections, quality, product, time, money saving. There is a big improvement in all aspects also. So one innovation can lead to seeding of the thought of innovation, and it can lead to further innovations happening. Say for example, one success leads to idea of or planning for future successes. In the same way, one successful innovation project leads to further innovations happening inside an organization. There is a reason why I have made this different colors in the single line. This is a big statement, but you need everything to do innovation. So you need an aspiring method. The method for innovation is very important to create attractive, innovative products and services. So you should know what you are creating, a product or a service, and with great internal support. So with what you are making that innovation, with a multidisciplinary team, with whom are you making that innovation, and in an organization, where are you making that innovation. So you need everything, and this comprises of one innovation. So if you miss any of these different colors, say for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components, it is not complete. So it can be a short term, or it can be an action with no meaning or no final target output. And necessity is the mother of invention. You can invent alone, but you cannot innovate alone. See, all the inventions, whatever you talk of discovery, inventions are single person. One person invented everything, but there is no history that one person has innovated everything. So invention is different and innovation is different. Innovation, you need team. Invention, it can be a single person. So one person cannot innovate. So I just always use this quote because we have forgotten everything of this, and this is life science, and it talks of lot of management which these English books are talking of. That means only great men can do great things. Normal people can do only normal things. So if you want to be innovator, you think like an innovator, only people with that urge of innovation will become actual innovators. Otherwise, normal people will stay and die as normal people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Veera. Any questions?
Sorry, no technical.
You have to do innovation for existing problems or something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
See, sir, it need not be a problem, sir, actually.
Let me complete.
Yes, please.
Okay. So with the basic problem, you have to do new. That means it is a innovation.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
But-
Almost.
Okay. So, but what is the basic is already what we have problem. With that only you have to do innovation.
Yes, sir. See, sir, the problem statement remains the same.
Yes.
Say, for example, maybe 15 years ago, nobody would have thought of handling a core with a robot.
Oh.
Maybe you would have thought of using a fixture. I'll make a stand, I'll move the stand, I'll make a trolley to move the cores. But today you're talking of handling the entire core, and we even saw one video where the exothermic sleeves can be handled by robot. So maybe that solving there is a problem statement of handling a core. Your conventional way is maybe could have been a trolley or a trolley with some fixtures, everything like in the in bakeries you have got ovens inside, you push and then place. But the innovation is thinking of a robot handling that same problem. So maybe use of that new technology to solve the problem is the innovation. Solving the problem is not just innovation, sir. Maybe.
That's what I'm telling you. With the existing problem, if you find it in new, that is innovation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you modify it, it is a improvement.
Improvement. Yes.
But the problem is, what I meant to say, the problem is at base level is same. What I meant to say is old.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But you have to change it new.
I just want to add one more thing, sir. Apple did not have a problem to launch iPhone. See, thing is, when Apple started integrating camera, gyroscope, he was the first person to do integration of everything inside a phone. He was thinking of what would people require in future. Say, for example, maybe before Apple there was no device which can do photography as well as can be used as compass or something. Nobody asked to Steve Jobs or somebody inside that organization that I should have a device which can do everything. There was no problem, but still there was an innovation. So the start of innovation need not be a problem statement. But for every process improvement, the start of that process is a problem. But for innovation, the start is not a problem statement. It can be, maybe for example, you think of maybe 15 years from now, there is no cast iron, but still you have to run the foundry. You have thought of with such a thought process that futuristic requirement of a vehicle or something, then you start working on it today, that can also be called as innovation. So thinking of the futuristic requirement of a customer will lead to innovation. It need not be a problem statement always.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Thanks for your wonderful presentation, Mr. Veera,
Thank you.
and addressing the gathering why innovation is important and things we should consider and take care before we take the glass of milk. I mean the innovation to be successful in whatever business we do. We now request Mr. Hem Prasad, Council Member Chennai Chapter, to felicitate Mr. Veera Vignesh with a traditional Angavastram. We now invite Mr. R.S. Kumar, Chennai Chapter Treasurer, to present a memento to our esteemed speaker. Thank you, sir.